Murphy's Law, hot sauce is gonna land on the white stripe. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. I'm back with yet another knitting episode for you where I'm sharing my latest whips, works in progress with you, primarily my Bubble Cardigan by Stephen West and a new cast on which you might have caught wind of on my Instagram feed. So if that's your thing, gather around, grab your knitting, grab a cup of something or beverage of choice, and let's get into things. But first, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who reached out to me via Instagram, my DMs, personal messages asking if, Dennis, Bella, and I are okay. If you are not familiar, I live in Brooklyn, and last night, Brooklyn and surrounding areas in New York were slammed with flooding like we have never seen before. The New York City sewage system is just not meant to handle that much water coming down all at once. I think we had a record downpour of 5 to 8 inches within 1 hour, which, I mean, what is that? What is that? A street up the block from us was literally converted into a river. There are some crazy images on the interwebs if you feel like looking them up. But yeah, thankfully we are okay. We did experience some minor flooding, but nothing that was unmanageable. The wet vac did have to come out. We were very, very lucky. So, my dye studio is okay. Joji, our outdoor cat, is okay. She was just waiting for me by the door this morning, wondering, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, where's my breakfast? Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much. And yeah, we were very, very lucky. And if you are in New York and were affected by the floods, I'm thinking about you guys. I hope you're doing well and just hanging in there. So yeah, life just keeps getting more and more exciting. What can I say? I believe that covers announcements. Yes, that does. So without further ado, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the episode. But first, let's see if YouTube would like to show us an ad. And welcome back. All right, we have progress on my Bubble Cardigan by Stephen West. You guys, I'm off Body Island. Body Island is done, and oh my goodness. Again, this thing is a beast. It's just huge. It keeps growing, and yeah, I'm absolutely loving every stitch of it, guys, but I'm not gonna lie, it's becoming a bit of a slog, especially the ribbing. Holy cow, guys. So if you are just tuning in, I have modified the pattern to be steeked. So the original pattern is knit entirely flat, where you're knitting back and forth, but Kristen is having none of that. So again, I've modified the pattern to be steeked so I can knit it in the round and not have to be worried with purl stitches. So that's why there's this column of stockinette stitches down the center. And yeah, when I steek it, I'm going to be cutting up the center and then flipping the flaps on the wrong side and tacking them down. So again, fret not, I am going to be doing a tutorial showing you the process of steeking, so stay tuned for that. But when it was time to knit the ribbing, I stopped knitting it in the round. I bound off my steeking stitches over here. I don't know how you can see that, but they're bound off, and then I just started knitting the ribbing flat, back and forth. And my goodness, you guys, this is 4 inches of ribbing, and this took forever. It was quite the slog, and dare I say, I'm not really looking forward to knitting the collar because, yeah, it's gonna go all around the neckline and down the 2 fronts, and I foresee myself spending quite some time with Netflix in the future. But yeah, the body's done, and now I get to go onto Sleeve Island. Oh joy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad about that. I'm just that much closer to being done with this cardigan, and hoping I can have it done before the weather turns cooler. So anyway, that is the Bubble Cardigan, or the state of the Bubble Cardigan at the moment. I'm trying to think what else I want to say about this pattern. The yarn I'm using, if you are just tuning in, is my hand-dyed yarn, Voolenvine yarns in the Nouveau base. This shaded black up here is Grim, I'm No Bird, History Bound, Solstice, and Dirty on Purpose. And I keep, every time I sit down to edit these episodes, this is the one bee in my bonnet that I have to get around to cleaning, but I realized I've got some hot sauce on my cardigan. I don't know. I think I was eating Mexican food and knitting and watching TV at the same time. But yeah, there's a spot of hot sauce on my cardigan. Murphy's Law, hot sauce is gonna land on the white stripe. I mean, there's no fighting it. There's no fighting it. Why even try? So yeah, that is the Bubble Cardigan by Stephen West. Still loving it. Just it's getting to be a little bit of a slug. And that is why I decided to treat myself to a new cast on. Something quick, something that I can finish in just a short amount of time. I'm very guilty of letting projects languish, letting them fall to the wayside. And I mean, it's okay if I fall out of love with a project and don't feel like knitting it, but when I do really want the finished product, I'm trying to get into the mindset of, giving myself permission to put it down for a little bit and cast on something quick, simple, gratifying that will just, give me that, I don't know, dopamine hit, if that makes any sense. That feeling you get when you finally finish a project. Albeit it wasn't from my list of 7 patterns that I'm itching to cast on, just because those are, again, larger projects like this one. So again, small wins here, small wins. So if you watched my last vlog, I took to Ravelry and did a bunch of scrolling and browsing and settled on the Prairie lace hat pattern by Leslie Ann Robinson, also known as Knit Graffiti. And ta-da! Here we are. Guys, look how beautiful this pattern is. I am so addicted. I have not been able to put it down, and I only cast this on 2 days ago. I did some work in the morning, and then I came upstairs and just, sat down and knit on this for a little bit, and then I'm like, you know what? I've been meaning to take a day off, a day or two off, just to relax and recharge. It's been quite some time since I did that for myself. I mean, I've gone away on vacation with the dentist, but never really just took a relaxing day off. So I decided, you know what? Let's just take the rest of the week off and have at it. No shop update this week, guys. I'll be back the following week, but I'm sure you understand. But yeah, I just spent the entire day knitting away on this. It looks like complicated brioche, but if you're familiar with knitting brioche, this is a walk in the park. I mean, it's just typical brioche with a few rows of increases and decreases, left leaning and right leaning brioche stitches. So yeah, really, really easy. And I am actually very proud of myself because this is the first brioche pattern that I'm actually referring to a chart. I'm not reading the written directions because, oh my gosh, that can be a total mind. Written knitting pattern directions in general, I just can't focus. So if there's a chart, I am here for it. So yeah, I mean, like with anything, the more you do it, the better you get. So yeah, I just acclimated myself with the little symbols and just kept referring back and forth, and eventually, achievement unlocked. Kristen now knows how to read brioche charts, and oh my goodness, you guys, what a game changer. So very, very pleased with myself for that. But yeah, just a really, really lovely pattern. I think I might just finish this, after I'm done recording. I might go out, run a couple of errands, and then come back and put another big dent in this. And yeah, I'm very, very excited for the pom-pom. And the yarn that I'm using is, once again, my hand-dyed yarn, Voolenvine yarns. And it's not like I planned on using my colorways, but if you watched my last vlog, I went stash diving, and these were the ones that just jumped out at me. But yeah, I'm so happy with the way that they're knitting up. So for the main color right here, this light grayish purple, which is here in the cake, is called Po. And I did mention that I was thinking about discontinuing it only because it's a very difficult color to get consistent. This was one of the very first colorways that I ever dyed when I started dyeing yarn. I want to say, like, we're coming up on 7 years now. Crazy sauce. I still have to think about it. It might mean me just, going down to the dye dungeon and reformulating it so it can stay consistent. It's easily one of my favorite colorways that I've ever dyed, so it might make sense for me to just keep it around. Keep it around, Kristen. Keep it around. Thinking out loud there. But I am holding it together with this colorway right here, which is called Tiptoe, and this is on my Nouveau base. This is a colorway that I dyed specifically for Helen Stewart's Sock Society. I believe it was her Astrantia socks. I will link to it down below, but I decided to keep Tiptoe as a regular, and yeah, unfortunately it doesn't really sell as well as I thought it would, so I don't really dye it as often, but I do really love it, and kept a skein for myself, and I just think it's really beautiful in the cake and skein. It's just a very delicate lavender pink with subtle pops of golden flecks in there. again, it's very subtle, very delicate, and honestly, you cannot really see it in the hat, but I really love the light halo that it's creating in here. And for the second color in here, I'm using Grim. Again, one of my favorite colorways to use all the time just because it's black and it goes with everything. And this is on my Blitzed base. Different Motorcycle Man. I don't, honestly, guys, I haven't seen Motorcycle Man around. Dare I say, I believe Motorcycle Man may have moved. I haven't seen him around. I don't see his bike parked next door. Oh my goodness. But, you know, that said, he seems to have been replaced by yapping dogs. So, you know, it's like you really can't win here in Bushwick. But anyway, I digress. Yes, so this is dyed on my Blitzed base. Again, a limited edition base that I only dyed during the holidays. The holidays are just around the corner, so yeah, Blitzed is gonna make a comeback. But with those 3 yarns combined, I really love the dimension and the texture that's creating. Down here, you can see that I held it together with the ghost lace, the mohair, which creates this really awesome marled effect. For some reason, I wasn't expecting that, so that was a really nice surprise. But again, I'm truly enjoying knitting this hat. The construction is super unique, unlike any other hat pattern I've ever knit, especially because over here, like after you do regular traditional ribbing, she has you do corrugated ribbing up here, which is where you knit the knit stitches with one color and you purl the purl stitches with the second color. So, you know, you get it's almost like color work, but yeah, it just has a really, really nice effect. The needles that I'm using are my go-to Haya Sharps. These are actually fixed. They're not interchangeable, but they're a 16-inch needle, US size 4, 3.5 millimeter. Did not swatch because this girl just doesn't swatch, and yeah, I'm just using the recommended needle size. And yeah, it looks like it's knitting up beautifully. Only good things to say about this pattern. You should totally cast one on too, and yeah. And I also want to say thank you so much to everybody who gave me such great feedback on my vlog, where I actually go through the process or share my process of deciding to cast on this pattern, choosing my yarn, choosing color combinations, and, you know, just going through, you know, what goes on in here when I'm picking out a pattern. So that was a lot of fun to make, and I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed it. I will definitely make more of them in the future, along with, you know, other episodes where, you know, I'm taking you through my process of, you know, how I do things when it comes to knitting, etc. Yeah, again, they're just really fun to make, and yeah, I'll look forward to doing more. And some of you, I received a lot of comments saying, you know, you hope that I share the finished object, and I'm going to assume that you are a new viewer, and to that I say welcome, but I'm also guessing you've never watched my previous episodes where I actually show off my finished objects. That said, I will always share my FOs. I won't just say, oh, I cast something on and you'll never see it again. Well, I actually take that back, because there have been many times where I cast on a project and kind of let them go quietly into the night. So it happens here and there, but my goodness, you guys, that will not happen with this project. You will see a finished object from me. There will be photos, because when I finish a project, there are always photos. Trust me. I believe that is all I have to say about this project. The Prairie Lace Hat by Leslie Ann Robinson. Last but not least, I wanted to share something that just came into my life today. It finally arrived, and oh my goodness, I am so excited, so happy, and I literally squeed when I opened the package because my friends, it's a Joji Co project bag. Oh my gosh. This makes me so happy. You have no idea. This is her rose gold pinup bag, and it is huge. It is so big, and it can hold quite a lot. So it has a leather handle. Let me show you. That is just going to age beautifully with a lot of use and wear, and it's so soft. And the bag is wonderfully soft too. It's 100% leather, and guys, this bag is going to get so much love. And the cool thing about this project bag, guys, is that it has little perforations. I don't know how well you can see that, but there are little holes on there. So if you have some enamel pins that you want to pop on there, you can totally do that. It just came in the mail today, so I haven't really had time to decorate it with my enamel pins of choice, but believe me, I'm gonna pop some photos on Instagram when I do have it fully adorned. I'm totally gonna go back to her shop and pick up one of her dumpling bags, or there's one with a drawstring, I have to look it up, but it is absolutely beautiful. It's got my name all over it. And let me tell you, after everything that happened last night with the rain and the floods, to get this in the mail just made my day so much brighter. So anyway, Hohi, if you are watching, thank you so much. Yeah, this is truly absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to check out some more of your bags in the future. It's oh yeah, God. All right, my friends, that'll do it for me. Thank you so much as always for hanging out. If you enjoyed this episode, again, feel free to like and subscribe. I put out videos for your viewing pleasure several times a week. And until the next one, have an amazing day, week. Did the lights go out? I think the sun just went behind the clouds and my room got very, very dark all of a sudden. Anyway, that was a little creepy. And now the sun came out from behind the clouds. But anyway, that said, have an amazing day, have an amazing weekend, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!